Hi, everyone. I want to welcome you to this workshop called Goal Setting and Creating a Pathway. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk to you about the importance of setting goals. I'm also going to be giving you some information about some upcoming events that I'm offering. They happen to be on masterminding and finding out what a mastermind is and how working in a mastermind group really helps us develop and grow. What I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to share my screen with you and find my PowerPoint. Here we go. Let me start at the beginning. How's that? Here we go. Goals creating a pathway. What I want to talk to you about is I want to talk to you about, first of all, who I am as a person, what I love doing, and the importance of creating goals. So here is the very first one that I want to share, and this is a little bit about who I am as a person. I am a professional certified coach. I just recently received that honor of being certified as a professional coach through the International Coaching Federation. I'm a full-time caregiver for my mother, and that's our little puppy in the middle. I'm an author. The second book that I was a contributing author with is actually a bestseller. I'm a contributing author in a third book, and I'm writing my next book in a series of 4. Hopefully that will be out in 2018. Believe in, if you notice over here, there's this wonderful picture of individuals holding hands together. And I believe by helping each other and supporting each other in this manner, that we are stronger, more confident, and we move forward. And I'm also a wonderful descendant of very strong women role models in my life. These are my grandmothers at my first communion. We look like little steps, don't we? And each one of them had their own strengths and their own power in their own way. And that is what I want you to understand about me as a person. I am truly strong because of the support and the love and the understanding that I have received from all of these women in my life. The objectives for today are very simple, and I'm going to switch right into PowerPoint phrase so you won't see me anymore. But what I want you to see also is right behind me. This is my living and breathing goal setting board. This is my roadmap that I have done and that I live by. So not only do I teach on this, not only do I do workshops on this, but I live it and I breathe it. This is how I reach my goals in my life. So I want you to understand that this isn't just something that I talk about and say, "Ooh, isn't this nice and sweet and beautiful?" It's truly what I believe in, and I wanted to share that with each and every one of you. So let's go to the PowerPoint. I'm going to move this out of the way so that it's not in our way. And let's just move on. Here's the objectives for today. I want to make sure that we are going to set effective goals, and we're going to recognize some barriers to accomplishing our goals. We're going to establish appropriate and realistic goals. Even during this workshop, I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that. So here's some facts about goal setting. The research shows about what goals can do for you. And I'm not going to go through each and every single one of them. What I am going to say to you is this is true. You can actually achieve more in your life. You can actually go further in your life if you set goals. But what happens is when we set a goal is we set it sometimes so high above the bar that we forget that that's the end goal. In between comes the steps. Those steps become mini goals. So what I want you to look at as you're looking at this piece of the puzzle is to realize that goals are things that can help you improve your performance and motivation, no doubt about it. But goals, I call them our baby steps. If we take one giant step from here to here, look at all those pieces that if we took baby steps, we could learn the process along the way. And that's really what I want you to do is I want you to I call it chunking it down so that you have that end goal. For example, my PCC. 7 years ago, I set the goal of I wanted to achieve my PCC, Professional Certified Coach. But what I had to do in between, you just don't magically become that. I had to take courses. I had to enter training program. I had to figure out what it was I believed in, who do I want to target, all of those things. And what I've come up with is I train corporate world and nonprofits on compassion and communication and how they are the key parts of leadership. True leadership has compassion and communication. That's my training piece. My coaching piece helps individuals achieve their goals, achieve where they want to go. And I'm their cheerleader, and I'm that person who works with them to move forward. I have coaches in my life who have helped me get to where I am today. And they're wonderful, and they're supportive, and they give me a reality check when I need it. So that's what I want to be for you. I want to be that cheerleader, that accountability partner, and that reality check when you need it. So here's some information about goal setting. And it's kind of interesting because surveys can tell you so much, and statistics can tell you so much. They can say whatever you want them to say in reality. But when we look at it, a lot of people don't write down their goals. They just say they want to get there. Again, look behind me. There's my goal board. It's the lifetime goal along with 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years. So, and I have them color coded so that I know which areas that I need to work on which days. And like my book is in one color, and my work process as far as training and coaching is in another color. So it just keeps it's colorful. It keeps me on track. I look at it every single day and I go, oh, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what happens though. Sometimes we create that goal so high that we say, oh, I can't do that. I just don't have enough time in my life to get there. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. That's where the baby steps come into play. And here's the other one that's out there, the stat that I have up there. It takes a habit to form at 21 days. Some places say 21 days, others say 29 days. I'm offering a 12-week mastermind group. In that 12 weeks, you will accomplish the goal that you set out to be. And if not, we reset it. It's not a big deal. I call it reboot. Everybody needs a reboot every once in a while. So here's to your success, and here's to the continuing piece of goal setting. If you could do anything and be anything and have anything, what would that be? I'm going to give you 5 seconds, literally, to think about what that would be. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, what did you write down? Is it something that you want to accomplish on a personal level or on a professional level? Is it some dream that you have? Maybe it's you want to do the RVing throughout the United States. What's stopping? Maybe it's I want to lose 2 pounds in the next 10 days. Okay, let's work on that. Maybe it's I want to write a book. Well, okay then. Put pen to paper. Start writing today. So if you could do anything, be anything, or have anything, what would that be? And what's stopping? Here's the guidelines for setting goals. The goals are SMART. That's the easiest way. There's a lot of different pieces of the puzzle, but SMART. Just remember to be smart about it. Specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-defined. So I'm going to walk you through a goal as we go through this to show you how each piece of that puzzle works into play. So here's the first one. Write down your goal in specific terms. Okay, what does that mean? I mean, the more specific that you can get, the better off you are. Here's the example from my life. So I'm writing one in a series of 4 books in the next year. My goal is this, to have the first book in draft form, ready to go to the editor by the end of October. Now let me get really specific with you. October 30th at 7 p.m., I will have that book done and sent to my editor for the first edit. That's a huge goal, isn't it? So that's my target. Now, I've got it clearly defined. I've got it in specific terms. I know exactly who I want to send it to, who's my editor is, and I know the time that I want it done by 7 p.m. on October 30th. I've got it on this recording. I've got a lot of people that I'm going to be holding they're going to be holding me accountable. People are going to email me and say, hey, did you get it done? You know, so now I'm putting that out into the world. So yeah, that's a huge thing. So that's what a mastermind group does, and that's what I'm doing with you as we go through. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I'm offering, but I want you to understand that this really helps you define what it is that you want. It could be as simple as, in the next 10 days, I want to lose 2 pounds. Okay, great. 2 pounds in 10 days. How are you going to start doing that? That's a very specific goal, though, isn't it? Goals must be measurable. So at the end goal, you have achievable date, which I already gave you. For mine, you will build up mini goals. So my mini goals are these, and some people call them action steps. I call them mini goals because they actually are little goals that you're achieving each day. Again, baby steps get you there just as fast as a giant step does, but you learn a lot more on the baby steps. So, for example, mini goal would be for the next month and a half, I'm going to be writing 30 minutes every day on my book specifically, not just on my gratitude journal or anything along those lines. I'm going to put pen to paper, and I'm going to be focusing on that specific thing. A mini goal, again, 2 pounds in 10 days. Okay, so today I'm just going to cut out carbs. Instead of noodles, I'm going to have zucchini noodles. Something like that. It's something measurable, something that you can achieve, that you can do. And here's the other piece of the puzzle that I want you to remember throughout this process. I want you to set celebrations. Remember that piece of the word? It's huge. Celebrate those little goals along the way. If I had not celebrated the fact that I was going towards my PCC by setting mini goals, I got my ACC, which is the associate level. And then I was at 200 hours of coaching others. And then I was at 300 hours. And then I was at 400 hours. At each step along the way, I did a little mini celebration. For me, it was, I'm going to go get a pedicure on that day. What is it for you? How can you set your goal for yourself? What is it that you could do for you? That's what I want you to think about. The next one is goals. Goals, this is just a quote that's out there that I kind of like in a way. It says that no man's not happy without a goal. We have to have those goals. We have to provide challenges for ourselves. Because if we don't, how boring would our life be if you really think about it? Our life would be so boring. So the action point. Again, keeping in mind, I'm writing every single day for 30 minutes. I'm cutting out carbs, so I'm not only going to cut out my carbs, I'm going to start walking every day. I'm going to walk a mile today, and then I'm going to challenge myself and maybe do half a mile on the bike and half a mile walking. Whatever it is, increase that action in some way, shape, or form. Whatever your goal is, increase that action in some way, shape, or form. And make sure to set the smaller steps and celebrate along the way. I can't say that enough. Goals have to be realistic. What does that mean? Well, you know, there's that blue sky component where you can really think as far out and really have those huge goals. That is great. That's your lifetime goal. But what are you going to do in 3 years to get towards that goal? What are you going to do in 2 years to get towards that goal? What are you going to do in 1 year to get to that goal? What are you going to do in 6 months, 3 months, And then you break it down. 1 month, 2 months. What am I going to do today? You just keep bringing it back down. You set that big goal way out there, but then you set the other goals to get where you need to go. They have to be high enough that you can find them challenging, but realistic enough that you can attain them. That's why you have a lifetime goal. Again, my lifetime goal is to increase compassion, compassion and communication in the corporate world as well as in the nonprofit world. And that's to help leaders increase compassion and communication in their workplace. That's my big goal. That's my lifetime goal. But what do I do about it today? Well, today I offer workshops to individuals. I speak at conferences. I'm writing my books, things along those lines. What is it that you're doing, keeping that small to see your end game? What is it that you want to accomplish in your lifetime? What is it that you want to be attainable? What is it that you, if you could do anything in the world, what would it be? Goals must be timely, have specific dates to have goals accomplished. We have already gone through that, make a timeline realistic yet challenging yet again, that we as human beings, we love to be competed against. We love that competition piece. But yet there's the other piece of working together and helping one another grow to the next level. And that's what life is about. Not only do we challenge ourselves, but we help each other grow to that next level. This is how I do my goal setting. And I just want you to see that because I think it's really important. I'm going to drop my water, so I'm going to leave it right here. I want you to look at your life goal and then see how I span it out. That's one way to look at it. I have another one in here as well, another worksheet that I use for myself and with my clients a lot. I think it's really important that we set it out so that we can see it. It's somewhere that we look at it every single day. And you can even put little goals on your bathroom mirror of things that you need to accomplish throughout the week or the month or whatever it is that you want to focus on. Put it in places that you can see every single day and not just look at it automatically and say, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to do that. Here's an example of somebody who might want to retire and what their goal would look like and how it's broke down. So in life goal, retire by 65. That's what they want. Great. So they have a 10-year goal, they have a 5-year goal, and then they have the current year goal, starting the 401k. I would challenge them then to even bring it down to what are some action steps you could take in 6 months, 3 months, and what could you do today? What could you do today to look towards that goal at the end of this year? You want to start a 401k. Well, maybe it's time that you look at finding a financial planner to help discuss that. So today is a day that you might just actually start Googling financial planners in your area and commit to meeting with 3 of them in the next 3 months. So 1 a month, you're going to meet with them and see which one you really like. That is how I look at setting up goals. You take it, break it down in chunks, chunk it down. On the next piece, I'm going to show you a worksheet that I use a lot, and I already showed you the diagram that I use, and that's what this board is like, vacuum. So I want you to just take a minute or two right now to actually write down a life goal that you want to start to work on immediately, and I want you to go through the SMART: specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time sensitive. I'm going to give you a minute right now while you are listening to this to write down a goal. And yes, I'm timing it. Wow, hard to believe, huh? That was a whole minute. I hope you got something written down, and I hope you've looked at it in a smart way. And let's go on. Here's some of here's the other worksheet that I use. I'm doing this. If you're interested, please just email me at the end of this recording. You're going to have my email address. Uh, please feel free to email me. My phone number is on there as well, but I'd prefer if you didn't try to call because I have so many calls coming in, or I might be on with a client. So if you would just email me, that would be great. But it will be on at the end of this recording, so you will have my contact information. My website, by the way, is theauthenticitycoach.com. Theauthenticitycoach.com. So please go and peruse around there. Join my email so that I can send newsletters to you. I'm starting newsletters. They come out about once every 2 weeks or so now. I don't want to inundate your mailbox. I don't know about you, but I have about 12,000 emails in my inbox right now. And I really don't pay attention to a lot of them because they're just spam. So what I try to do when I do an email to anybody, it is relevant to a topic. I'm starting to do where it's once a month a topic of interest. It could be setting goals, it could be time management, things like that. Just little keys and tricks of the trade. So make sure that if you're interested in signing up, sign up for the newsletter, and you'll be hearing from me on a regular basis then. Here's the mastermind group that I was talking about. And this is how Jack Canfield, along with a lot of other people on there, Brian Tracy, Working Out Loud, John Stepper. There's so a lot of women that call it the Million Circle, the Women's Circles. So it's a mastermind though. It's part of a group. It's a small, confined group of individuals who come together who want to assist each other in growing to the next level of wherever they're headed. I try to have my mastermind groups where it could be somebody that's a beginner with an intermediate and an advanced person, because then you get all the perspectives. Because no matter where we are in our career, whether we're really up here or whether we're here, it helps to have reality checks. It could be somebody that you're working with on a regular basis and you think, wow, I wonder where they're coming from. Well, ask them. So masterminding is that. It's an hour long is all it is. I facilitate and keep the time for you, keep you on schedule. You come together, and I'm actually going to give you specific topics and do things like I just did a minute ago, where I paused in this PowerPoint and I actually asked you to write down a goal. So when you're on with this, you're going to be on a Zoom format like here, where you can see each other. You're going to be talking to each other, but you're also going to be given mini assignments, and I'm going to give you 10-15 minutes during that time frame to work on it right there. So it's not just where you're talking to each other for an hour and you're popping in. You're going to be working on your goals. You're going to set a major goal, and each week you're going to do many steps towards that goal. So within that 12 weeks, the main goal is to achieve that goal that you set, or at least be headed towards that goal that you set. You might find out halfway through, oh, I got to set another goal. It's not quite as high because I'm not going to be able to attain that one. But this is where I need to be right now, and this is what I need to do. And that's what I'm offering you. I'm offering you all the vast knowledge and all the training that I have had and all the programs and masterminds that I've been involved with. I'm offering you to be that facilitator, to keep you on track, to be your cheerleader, as well as have 3 to 4 other people in that group being your cheerleaders and helping you brainstorm ideas. It might be that you've gotten the blinders on and you're so tunnel visioned on where you have to go that you forgot to break off those pieces of the puzzle. And that's what we're there for. We're there to help you in that mastermind group. So I really want you to understand that a mastermind is a piece of the puzzle that helps you look outside that box, take those blinders off, and achieve your goals. That's what it is. So it's to motivate you, it's to get you into a habit, it's to get you moving forward. That's what it is. At this point in time, I'm offering it on 3 different time frames. I'm offering it on in 2017. These are all 2017 dates. And only in 2017 am I offering it for $267. That's the only time. For those 12 weeks, in the entire time. It's $267 for all 12 weeks. If you needed to do it in payments, it would be a little bit more. We could talk about that. Email me, ask me some questions. Let's set up a time to talk. That's my mastermind group. That's what I'm talking about. The cost and the benefit of a mastermind is this. I've done masterminds now, and I've been a part of or I've facilitated for over 5 years. Every single time I'm in a mastermind group, it prompts me, motivates me to move forward. The cost is minimal to what I gain from it. I gain so much and I move so fast forward. It's the difference between being on a bike, a bicycle and pedaling, and being on a motorcycle and going as fast as you possibly can. That's the difference of being a part of a mastermind or doing it on your own, because you have individuals that are supporting you, helping you grow to the next level. That's the importance of a mastermind. Let's look at some barriers that might be holding you back from setting your goals. I think that's an important piece of the puzzle. When we set goals, we're all like, yeah, let's go forward. Let's do this. Let's move forward. I'm so excited about all of this. But in reality, there's things that can get our way. And look at my little characters over here where they say, I gotta do something. No, I can't do anything at all. That's because they've actually planned so far ahead that they've scared themselves. Or there's individuals that I know in my life, and I can be guilty of this as well, where it's just not good enough. Sometimes you just got to put something out there and then go back and fix it later. There's times in your life where my first book is not perfect in any way, shape, or form. Right now, I could go back to my very first book that I wrote, and without a doubt, I would probably find grammatical errors in it and everything else. But I finally just said, I have to put it out. I had set a goal. I was determined it was going to be done. I sat down. I wrote the book. I worked with individuals who knew more than I did on that piece of the puzzle. And that's the other part of being a leader. And that's the other part of being human, is knowing when to ask for help. Biggest thing I have a hard time with is asking somebody else to help me out. Mastermind groups, they're there to help you. They're there to help you shed light on what it could be holding you back. Sometimes the things that can happen are that could cause us barriers, or we might actually come up with against some hostility from individuals around us. And really and truthfully, that's okay, because that just means that you're moving in a direction that they're uncomfortable with. But you're not there to please them. You're there to move yourself forward. And that's what we need to remember. Moving ourselves forward is the key to this. And then the other piece of the puzzle is the deadline time. That could be a couple of different things. Sometimes we set the bar too high, and sometimes we are procrastinators. We're human, right? We really like that pressure. We need to get it done, but it's not for another 3 months. I don't have to worry about that. My book, I'm not going to have that ready and done until the end of October. It's only August. I don't need to worry about it. What would happen if I waited until October 1st and I hadn't written down any words on a piece of paper? I wouldn't meet my deadline. I wouldn't, because that would be meaning I would be writing 24/7 every single day, just trying to get that book done. The book wouldn't be the quality that I want it to be. So remember the deadline time, that procrastination piece. We did it when we were in school. We'd study the night before the test, things like that. That deadline high, that's a dangerous thing in some ways. And in other ways, it could be motivating. It depends on the situation. Definitely not when you're writing, but that's okay. So here's some things, though, that you might not think about. These are things that are really important on when you could actually want to delay a task. Now that's different, isn't it? Telling somebody, wait a minute, stop, don't do that. It could be that you're really tired or angry or upset. Well, you definitely don't want to work on your writing when you're there, because all it's going to be is a constant little grumbling piece, right? You're not going to be writing on your book anyway. You could write and just write out all your frustrations. That's fine. But don't do a task that's really got to have concentration and focus when you're upset, angry, hungry. I would even add, or as the new word that I learned was hangry, which is hungry and angry put together. I love that word. So when you lack information or the skill set needed to complete the task effectively, so again, that might be looking at somebody else to help you with it. Don't think that you have to do everything by yourself. Find those people that can help you. And when you have more pressing tasks or deadlines or hiccups happen or life happens, you don't try to do something when you know in reality that you've really got to do this other piece before you can even focus on this one, right? Well, then go ahead and do that other piece. Give yourself permission. We forget to give ourselves permission to be human, and we forget to give ourselves permission to change course. When you set a goal, it doesn't mean that you're going to go straight forward in life. That's why you notice that picture at the beginning had a curve. Life is full of curves. Let's face it. We're always going to have little curves. So make sure that you understand that and you accept that and you schedule that in. Otherwise, you're going to get really frustrated really quick. As you go forward, and whether or not you join the Mastermind Group or whether or not you connect with me to do coaching, I want you to think of these things. Because my goal in life isn't to have 100,000 clients. My goal in life is to help anybody that I come across in any format, in some way, shape, or form. I want to be able to touch other people's lives and make their life change in some way, shape, or form. So if I can do nothing else, let me change and help you form a different idea. Think about what you need. Think about what's in your way. And think about what needs to go. Sometimes in life, we have to get rid of stuff in order to go forward. Think about it. What do you need? What's in your way? And what needs to go? I want to thank you for being a part of this workshop today. I really appreciate having you here. And I want to say a deep bow to each and every one of you. Don't ever, ever give up on your dreams. You just may need to refocus a little bit or change course a little bit. That curve may have come up unexpectedly, but there is another road once you get through that curve. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at jmicalecoach@gmail.com or check out my website, theauthenticitycoach.com. Again, my contact information is right there. Please connect with me. I'd love to hear more from you. Thank you so much. And create your own board, create your own journey in life. And here's to celebrating, and here's to life. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody. Don't forget, I'm only an email away. Thanks so much.